Valuation says, God, I love markets. Where else do you get an objective answer to whether you're a genius or a total effing moron in real time? Master is down 50% since this was published. And this is a quote from Saylor, the captain, Saylor himself. He says, unless you do the requisite 100+ hours of studying Bitcoin on top of 100+ hours of microstrategy, you should not enter this trade, he said, because it is a very sophisticated trade that 99.99% of Wall Street doesn't even understand.
And yeah, the problem with 99.99% of Wall Street not understanding your business model or your trade is that they might not buy, and that might drive the price down, right? Isn't that
the case? If institutional investors don't understand it, maybe they don't feel confident. So obviously people are dunking on this because the stock has traded down 50% since this was published.
So we got this clip here, and they're sort of playing both sides of the fence here. Don't really know if these guys are invested in MicroStrategy or understand Bitcoin themselves or not. So what's important here is that they're sort of, poking fun and saying, well, if institutional investors don't get it, then they won't never come. So when it comes to the preferreds, okay, the preferreds might take some time to catch on, but the underlying asset of the company is Bitcoin. And Bitcoin doesn't care if institutions get it or not. Bitcoin is being bought up globally. So as the years continue and Bitcoin continues to expand and reach more users globally, there's more global adoption that's occurring. The price of Bitcoin is going to naturally go up, just like it has been doing over the past 15 years. So when MicroStrategy or Strategy has this on their balance sheet, most don't understand that it doesn't matter what institutions do. If people don't get it, they're not going to get it. The stock price will go up based off of Bitcoin's performance. But it's a levered bet. So if Bitcoin pulls back, Strategy is going to pull back. Now, one thing that's indicative as to how the common A is going to perform is if Saylor continues to hit the ATM, which, he may do if the prefers don't work. That's still to be determined, and then the common A will not perform how it is expected. But the whole idea of the preferreds is to stop hitting the ATM on the common A, so they can then generate a Bitcoin yield off of the prefers without having to continue to dilute shareholders. With that, what's happening, Crypto Cruise? Sean's coming back at you another cryptocurrency video, getting straight into it. Look at MicroStrategy. We're looking at strategy on the 3-month chart. What do we see? What do we anticipate? If we zoom into the price action, this is 25+ years of price action wrapped in one chart. And we can see we had this big wick back up in the early 2000s, pre-Bitcoin, pre-anything. So let's just look at a horizontal ray and let's pull this across. So if we do have some massive pullback, where will strategy go? And we see that right now we haven't quite seen any divergences, although this seemed to be one right here, but this could be a double top. Could we come back up and make a triple top, have a massive double bearish divergence? We might see that in the future, but if we have a continuation of the pullback, how far could we go? Could we go back down to the $116 range? That could be a possibility. This looks like some type of huge cup and handle pattern that could potentially just be coming back to back test before we then ultimately get the blast up. And then if we get the technical target, where would this take us up to for strategy? So people are talking about the price of the stock not working out. It's a meme stock and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So look here, this could take us up to 26, 25,000 per share. When this pullback comes, this will be Bitcoin blasting off. Don't know how long this will take to play out, but if your time horizon is 10, 15 years, this could be the ultimate buy. Bitcoin has melted faces, and right below 95,000, we broke back below 100K. And we do see something to pay attention to in these charts right here. If we see every single one of these peaks, we have a peak here in 2017, peak here in 2021, and a peak here this year. And after every single one of these peaks, we have a major bear cycle. Are we about to come all the way back down and retest this upper support range? If we just come straight down over the next year, we could be looking at $30,000 Bitcoin. Is this realistic? Well, let's look at this on the logarithmic scale and why could this potentially be a possibility. You don't want to discount this, but let's look and see why the Bitcoin bros are saying this. Because if you look at the 30,000 range, this acted as resistance back in April of 2023. And if we look at the horizontal once again, could we come down and retest this level? We blasted through it once, twice, came back tested it. This could just be an ultimate back test where we then get a massive continuation to the upside where we see $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 Bitcoin. So are we going to see this big of a pullback? We haven't quite got that answer yet. You want to hedge your bets. If you got some money in profit, you could scale out, hope for a pullback, or don't get fully out the game and keep some skin in the game. Zoom into this price action, we can see that we are still putting in higher highs and higher lows. The level we want to pay attention to is the $82,000 range. Once we had this massive pullback here, people were calling for this would be the peak. This was the peak. Put a higher high in. This is the peak potentially. So this level to pay attention to, this candle closed around the $82,000 range. And then if we just connect some bottoms, what do we see? We can see that, we did definitely fall through this. This is a massive bearish candle. It could potentially be over. But we have to be patient, have to be diligent, continue to dollar cost average. Right here, there's a CME gap down to 92,000 that need to be filled. Every single one of these CME gaps have been filled since 2023. So this could just be a big back test before we get a continuation to the upside. Saylor is just saying that this is a cool up before you see a continuation as well. Let's hear what he has to say.
I feel like we put in a pretty strong base of support around here. There's an incredible amount of leverage coming out of the system, a lot of liquidation. A lot of the OG holders were selling at the $100,000 level, and so I'm fairly comfortable at this level. I would think that we'll build from this base and we'll rally from here. Obviously, it's hard to make a forecast for the end of the year right now, given what's happened over the past few weeks, and especially the shift in the macro environment. But, as my view is Bitcoin's going to outperform gold. It's going to outperform the S&P. It is digital capital. And so if you're a long-term investor, this is the place to be.
Takeaway, if you're a long-term investor, this is the way to be. He's not making any year-end predictions. No one truly knows. We could get more drawdown. We could be in a bear market. This could be the beginning of a bear market, guys. But either way you cut the cloth, you want to be in the position to continue to stack sats and have a long-term time horizon. This is a value investment proposition. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. As Bitcoin continues to have global adoption, hit those 30-40% CAGRs year over year, that's where the true generational wealth is built. With that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate each and every one of you. With that, I'm out.